Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Austin here, or Luna. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday so far. Today's story slash video, pretty interesting one, man. Pretty interesting one. A lot of things happen in this story, a lot of things. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to title it or what it's going to be called or whatever. But, this is definitely a good one. Definitely a one-of-a-kind situation. And it's one of my favorites of, the hacker story times I've told. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a like on the video if you do enjoy it, and let's jump into it. So today's story time slash video all starts off back when I was 14 years old. Yeah, I was really young in this, very, very long time ago. Young Luna story time. I've talked about it a few times on this YouTube channel, but before Luna, I went by a million other names. I've probably had, no joke, 12 YouTube channels before the Luna channel. I've been trying this YouTube thing for a very long time, and this YouTube thing has been my passion for a very long time. So yeah, I had a lot of, aliases before Luna. I would tell you them, but then if you look them up, you might find one of my old channels and find my really corny, cringy videos, and I don't want any more corny, cringy content of me on the internet, more than there already is under Luna. But yeah, it's been a while of me doing this YouTube thing, right? And I had quite a few channels before Luna, and my content on those channels were different than the ones I make on Luna. Some of them were the same. I think I had 2 storytime channels, but a majority of the other channels I used to have were just gaming commentary stuff where I'm talking about the gameplay. I also had another channel where I would vlog and stuff. And let me tell you, vlogging at 13 years old, not very interesting. It was literally just me being okay, guys, I'm going to school. And then I'd go to school and then get back and be okay, I'm going to play Xbox now. Okay, I'm going to bed now. Literally my life, there was nothing to vlog. Most of the interesting stuff happened at 14 plus, so I should have vlogged then. Anyway, I had this one channel when I was 14, okay? And it was kind of like what I'm doing now. I would tell stories and stuff, but I also did gameplay commentary videos where I just talk over gameplay and talk about my day or the game that I'm playing or, drama in the community or something, right? And it didn't really have any subscribers, right? Well, actually, that's kind of a lie. It had 1,000 subscribers because the channel used to belong to my friend and he got it to 1,000 and he gave it to me. But at that point, the subscribers were already inactive because he hadn't uploaded on it in a year or two. So it pretty much had no subs. I would just upload and get 5 views. And then one day I uploaded a video on this channel, and I'm not going to say what the video was called because once again, it's probably still up somewhere, but I don't know. I uploaded this video and it got some traction. It randomly got 10 likes or 15 likes, and I think it had 200 views, and I was holy shit, people are watching me, holy crap, this is crazy. And it was getting some comments, right? And for the most part, the comments were pretty normal, pretty fine, nothing too crazy, right? Just stuff about the video, actually pretty supportive, right? Well, then I got this one comment from this guy. I'm not going to say his name, but he commented on it and essentially said that I was a squeaker and that I shouldn't be making videos. He made fun of my voice. He made fun of, how young I sounded. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. I was a squeaker and I was young, but I don't think that means I shouldn't have been making videos and following my dreams. If I wanted to make videos, whether I was 14 or 45, I think that's fine as long as I'm not hurting anybody else or myself, and my parents were cool with it at 14, which they were. So I figured it was no big deal, right? So yeah, when he commented on my video hating on my voice and hating on my video, essentially, I wasn't having that shit. I wasn't having that shit one little bit. So I replied to him. I replied to one of my first hate comments and I said, "Suck my dick." Yeah. Should I have said that? Was it a little bit rude? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Whatever, right? Well, he replies 5 minutes later, telling me to KMS. Yeah, he wanted me to die. I think that's a pretty messed up thing to say to a 14-year-old kid, but he did it. So then I replied and I said, "Your soul is as empty as your bank account. Seek help." Honestly, I thought that was a pretty good response. Was it mean? Yeah, but you know what? I don't think it was as mean as telling me to KMS, so whatever, right? Well, he didn't like my comment very much. It offended him. He got really upset. And the next thing I know, this dude comes into my comment section trying to dox me. He literally replies to my comment. He was "You just made a big mistake. I was in this hacker clan and I'm going to find your info and you get ready." He basically just threatened me. It was this whole comment, this whole paragraph talking about this crazy hacker group he was in and how he was going to destroy my life, right? Now at this point, I didn't really believe him. So I was whatever. I replied kind of just being a dick. I was "Okay, dude, sure you will." And after that, I deleted all of his comments. I blocked him from my channel, and I thought, okay, that's going to be the end of that, right? I'll never see him again. Well, the next day, I get an email on my YouTube email, like that was in my bio, from him. Yeah, the next day he emails me. And he wasn't kidding, because he emailed me with my name, my address, my phone number, my mom's phone number, my mom's name, my dad's name. He got everything, man. He fucking fully doxed me. And I was like, what the heck? Like, how did this guy get this stuff? Because on my YouTube channel, I didn't have anything that could link back to my identity. I didn't have my face, my name, anyone's names. My YouTube channel was just my YouTube name, and then there was an email in the bio. And the email didn't link back to anything either. So I was really confused, and I was also really scared. Because this guy, you know, he wasn't just all bark, no bite. He actually had the bite. He could actually do what he was saying he was going to do, and he did it. So now I'm freaking out, right? And I replied to his email, and I was like, hey, man, like, please don't swat me. Please don't post this anywhere. Like, please don't put my docs anywhere. And I'm trying to get him to, like, not, you know, fuck my shit up, essentially, right? And he goes, okay, I won't, but I want $150 first. Now, guys, I was a kid, okay? I was 14. I'm not giving this guy $150. All right, point blank, period. You want to know why? Because I didn't have $150. I was broke. I wasn't balling out, okay? I was fucking 14. I didn't have a job, okay? I couldn't get a job. Like, there was just no way in hell I could give this dude $150. And I wasn't going to go ask my mom for $150, because if I tell her I'm getting blackmailed on the internet and I need $150, she'd be like, okay, no, that's not what we're going to do. So, yeah, I was kind of out of options. So I replied to him and I was like, hey, man, I don't have $150. I'm only 14. Like, you know this. I'm a squeaker. I can't give you any money. And he said, okay, well, then I guess I'm going to post your docs on the internet. To which I replied and I was like, please don't do that. Please. And he proceeded to ignore me and then didn't respond to my emails for the rest of the day. I tried emailing him like 4 or 5 more times and he just did not respond. He just ignored me. And I just assumed he blocked me or something on email, right? So now I'm like frantically checking the internet every like hour to see if my like personal information and my parents' personal information is on there somewhere. And every time I checked, I luckily wasn't finding anything. But unfortunately, that all changed about 2 days later. 2 days later, I woke up in the morning, I jumped on Google, I searched up my parents' names, my names, looked up my name on YouTube, and I was looking around, and on this website, there it was. I found my personal information, my parents' personal information. The dude posted my whole docs on this random website that was meant for that, I guess. And it was pretty fucked up, man. It had everything on there, and he didn't let up. He didn't hold anything back. He let it all go. Now, immediately, I tried like emailing the website owners. Like, they had like an email listed where you can like email and request that your info gets deleted. But they did the same thing. They replied, and they were like, yeah, we'll delete it for money. They wanted like Bitcoin or something. Can't remember the exact amount they asked for, but it was too much. I didn't have any money, right? So now I've kind of accepted my fate, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. I got doxxed. Like, hopefully no one finds it that knows who I am. Hopefully some random on the internet doesn't swat me. Hopefully that hacker that got it in the first place doesn't swat me, right? And I thought, oh, well, right? I'll have to live with it. So for like the next couple days, nothing actually happened. You know, I woke up every day and went about my life and nothing too out of the ordinary happened. Until one night at about 2 a.m, I'm in bed. I'm drifting off. I'm tired. I'm really, really tired, right? And out of nowhere, I wake up to the sound of someone slamming my door. I mean, they weren't just knocking on my door. They were punching it. And immediately after those 3 knocks, I immediately thought, yep, I'm getting swatted. This is it. Like, I'm about to open the door to the SWAT team. And I remember, like, I peeked out my window because I could see my front door from my bedroom window. And I look, and it wasn't the SWAT team at all. It was like a 17-year-old kid. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's wearing a red shirt and a red hat. He's holding what looks to be a delivery bag. And I was like, what the fuck? It's a pizza. So I got up out of bed and I like walked down the hallway and I opened the door. And when I'm opening the door, my mom comes out of her room and she was like, Austin, what the hell was that? Like, who's at the door? Like, it's 2 a.m. And I was like, it's a pizza delivery guy. It's a prank. I didn't order it. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, just go back to bed. I'll tell him to go away. And she's like, okay. And I go out there and I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry to like say this, but somebody like pranked me. They ordered pizza to my house to try and mess with me. I didn't order any pizza. You kind of wasted your time coming here. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. If I had money to give you, I'd still pay you, but I don't have any money. And he goes, what? So you're not paying for this? And I was like, no, I'm sorry. Like, it was a prank. He's like, really? Like, I drove out here for nothing? And I was like, hold on, man. I went back into my kitchen. And there was like this little cup that my mom would keep by like the sink. And she'd keep like singles in there and quarters and stuff in case we needed like extra change for anything, right? Like tipping a driver or like taking out some extra money. if we needed it, right? And there was like 4 singles in there, $4. So I grabbed them and I was like, hey man, here. And I gave it to the driver. I was like, here's $4. You can take that as your tip for driving out here. I don't know, man. I don't have anything else to give you. I'm sorry. And he's like, it's all right, man. It's okay. And I was like, yeah, if anyone else calls and orders any pizza at this hour, it's not us. I promise. He's like, all right, well, we're closing anyway, so you're good for the night. So the rest of that night, nothing else happened, right? And then the next day rolls around. It's like 4 p.m. I'm on my Xbox, hanging out, playing some video games, doing what I would do, right? Just chilling. And then all of a sudden, 3 loud bangs on my door again, loud as fuck. And I was like, yo, why do they knock so loud? Like, who is that? And I turn around and I look out the window and it's a pizza guy again. Different guy, but same pizza place. And I went to the door and I was like, hey man, it's a prank. I didn't order any pizza. I'm sorry. And this driver was a lot cooler about it. He was like, oh, it's all good, man. Like, no big deal. I'll just go tell the store it's a prank. And he leaves, right? And one of my brothers actually heard me talking to the guy. And after I like closed the door, my brother was like, dude, who keeps ordering pizza to our fucking house? I'm like, who'd you piss off? And I'm like, nobody. He's like, you sure? There's nobody like on the internet or like in real life that could be pranking you? You didn't make anyone mad? And I was like, no. And he's like, I don't believe you. You're a bad liar. And I was like, bro, I didn't. And he's like, okay. Well, fast forward about 2 hours later, somebody knocks on my front door again. This time it was a little bit of a softer knock. And it was a different pizza place this time. It wasn't the same place. And I opened the door, and sure enough, there's a pizza guy standing there with a big-ass pizza. And I was like, hey, man, it's a prank. I didn't order any pizza. I'm sorry. And he was like, okay. He turns around and he leaves. So now I'm on like high alert, right? Like every 5 minutes, I'm looking out my window, expecting some pizza delivery guy to pull into my driveway and come walking up my driveway with a bunch of pizza. And yeah, I'm on high alert. Now, luckily, the rest of that day, nothing else happened. And I thought, okay, maybe that was it. You know, maybe that was the end of it. Maybe the hacker had his fun. That's got to be it, right? Well, then later that night rolled around, specifically the same time as the first pizza guy came, 2 in the morning. It's 2 in the morning. I'm in bed, watching Netflix, enjoying my night, about to fall asleep, when all of a sudden, the loudest pounding sound I've ever heard on my front door, I hear it. And I'm like, okay, that has to be the SWAT team. There's no way it's not. That was the loudest pounding sound ever. Like, no way that's not a police officer. And I peek out my door, and it's a fucking pizza guy. And I'm like, dude, when the fuck is this hacker going to give up? Like, what the fuck? And I get up, I walk out of my room. All my brothers are like peeking out their doors like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, what's going on? And then my mom comes out and she's like, what's that sound? Like, who knocked? And I was like, it's a pizza guy. It's a prank. And she's like, Austin, who keeps doing this? Like, who keeps pranking you? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want to tell her that there was a hacker that was pissed at me because there'd be nothing we can do about it, right? Like, it was just some anonymous dude. But anyway, I walked down the hallway. I opened the door. And I open it, and it's the same place and the same driver as the very first time. The guy that got kind of salty, the 17-year-old looking dude, the one that I gave $4 to. I open the door, and he looks at me with disappointment, and he goes, it's a prank again, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, man, it is. He's like, man, I fucking knew it, dude. I literally told my boss, too, that, like, it was a prank and that this happened, like, not that long ago, and there was going to be a prank, but he told me I had to see the call through, and I had to deliver it. So, yeah, here I am. And I was like, well, man, I'm sorry. Like, unfortunately, it's a prank, and I don't have any money to tip you. And he's like, it's fine, dude. It's fine. And I was like, dude, why do you keep knocking really loud? Like, you and almost every driver has, like, knocked super loud. He's like, dude, they keep saying in the note, like, when they call to knock really loud because you're hard of hearing. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what a dick. This hacker is really making them pound on my door to try and wake everybody in my house up. Like, so evil. But then I also thought, wait a minute, this driver knew it was a prank and he still did it. I was like, wait, dude, why did you knock so loud? Like, you literally told me that you knew it was a prank. And he's like, I don't know, just in case it wasn't. I was like, bro, like, it's the same note as the first time. Like, why would you? Whatever. Anyway, have a good one, man. And he's like, yeah, you too. And he leaves. And I go back into my house and I go back to bed, right? And so does everybody else. And I lay down. I start to drift off when all of a sudden my phone goes off. I get an email notification. And it's from that fucking hacker. He didn't block me. He didn't block my email. And he emailed me and he said, next it'll be the SWAT team unless I get my money. So now he's threatening me. He's saying if I don't give him $150, he's going to swat me, which is kind of crazy. Like $150 or swatting me? You're going to swat me over $150, bro? Like, you're going to risk going to jail and getting charged? Like, if he got caught, that's a serious charge. For $150? Crazy shit to me. Crazy shit. But yeah, he if I didn't give him that 150, he was gonna fucking send the swap my way. So now I'm freaking out, right? So I end up emailing him back, and I was like, listen, man, like, please don't do that. I'm begging you. And he replies, and he goes, begging's not gonna work, only $150 will. And I'm like, okay, this guy's really just gonna like swat me. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to like just kind of sit here and expect the SWAT team to show up to my front door. Like, nothing else I can do, right? So I start thinking for a minute, and then I have an idea. I'm like, you know what? Let me ask him if he'll call me. Because maybe if he hears my voice, maybe if he hears how scared I am, he'll have some humanity, you know? He'll be human. He'll be like, oh, this kid's really scared, and like, I've done enough. I'm gonna leave him alone, right? So I asked him, I was like, dude, what's your Skype? Can I call you? And like, can we talk about this? And he replies with a Skype. Because back then, Skype was a thing, not Discord. So I add him on Skype, and I call him. And it only rung like once or twice. He answered very quickly, and he goes, hello? And the minute I heard him say hello, I realized something. This motherfucker was not an adult. He was a kid, just like me. Like, probably 14, 15 years old. He sounded just as squeaky as I was. And I was like, what the hell? But I didn't say that. I didn't say, you know, you sound like a squeaker, or like, you know, said anything. Even though I wanted to, because he was literally commenting on my videos, fucking calling me a squeaker when he was just as bad, if not worse. But I didn't say anything, right? He said hello, and I said, hey man, listen, I'm really, really like just begging you here not to swat me, please. And he was like, I want my money. To which I said, I don't have money, bro. I'm 14. I don't have a job. I can't give you any money. He's like, ask your mom. I'm like, bro, I'm not asking my mom because I know the answer. She's going to say no. Like, my mother is not the kind of lady that gives into blackmail. She's not going to fall for that, okay? Like, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be able to get your money. I'm not going to be able to do it. Like, that's it. And he said, okay, then give me your YouTube channel. He wanted my 1,000 sub YouTube channel. And I was like, really? Like, why? He's like, because I want 1,000 subscribers. And I was like, okay, are you going to make videos? And he's like, yeah, maybe, or I'm just going to sell it. Sometimes YouTube channels go for a good chunk of change, so we'll see. And now I'm like really kind of bummed out because it's like, okay, I'm going to get left alone, but also I have to give up my YouTube channel that has 1,000 subs. Granted, I didn't earn those 1,000 subs and they were all completely inactive, so I probably had no reason to be upset, but I don't know. I guess just like I'd put some work into that channel recently and I was uploading on it frequently. So I was just kind of bummed that I was going to have to make a whole new channel and start all over again and upload all the videos and, you know, start fresh. So yeah, I was bummed, but you know what? I thought, you know what? It's better than getting swatted. Let me just do it. So I gave him the email. I gave him the password. And I said, all right, man, there you go. And he signed into it and he proceeds to take my channel from me, man. He took it. And I was very upset. I can't lie. I was very upset. And after he took it, he goes, all right, man, well, thanks for the channel. Next time, maybe don't be so rude to people in your comments. And then I argued back. I was like, dude, no offense, but like you started that argument. And I shit you not. He goes, don't say anything back to me or you're going to regret it. All right, are we done here? And I was like, okay. And he proceeds to hang up on me. And for the next like 2 to 3 weeks, that was it. It was silence. There was nothing else that happened. And I thought, okay, that's the end of it, right? Nah, we were just getting started. So at this point, I'd made a new channel and I was uploading on it. And it was starting to pick up some traction. I probably had about 30 or 40 subs on it and things were going pretty good at the time. And one day, just out of nowhere, I get a message on Skype from the hacker. Yeah, I kept him added just in case I ever had to talk to him, I guess. I don't know why I didn't delete him. I guess I just forgot. But anyway, I get a message from him and he says, yo, dude, call me right now. And he sounded, urgent. So I was like, okay. So I call him and he answers and I was like, what's up, man? He goes, yo, did you pull your channel back from me? And what he meant by that was like, did I take ownership back or did I find a way to get back onto it? And I was like, no, why? And he's like, dude, someone fucking took it. And I looked it up, right? I looked up the channel and he was right. It got rebranded. It had like a new profile pic, new like header or like banner or whatever. And it had a new display name too. And I was like, bro, I didn't do this. I swear. And he goes, well, then who the fuck did? Because you're the only person that had access to it. And I was like, dude, I swear I didn't. Like, I really didn't. He's like, well, who else would have? And I was like, I mean, I got the channel from a friend of mine. He's like, what do you mean you got the channel from a friend of yours? This wasn't your channel to begin with? I was like, no. He's like, why didn't you fucking tell me that? I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, because it's fucking, like, not important, I guess. He's like, dude, it is important because shit like this can happen. People can pull their channels back if they were the original owners. I'm like, okay, well, sorry, I didn't know that. I don't know the art of channels and trading them and selling them and stuff. He goes, okay, well, you have 20 minutes to get my channel back for me. And if you don't, I'm swatting you. And I'm like, bro, please. He goes, nah, see ya. And he hangs up. So now the clock's ticking. I have 20 minutes to somehow get this channel back in my possession and then give it back to the hacker. And if I don't, the SWAT team's going to be knocking down my door, apparently. Now, I can't lie. There was a part of me that wanted to just like call his bluff. There was a part of me that just like wanted to not get the channel back and just see if he'd actually swat me. Because there was like a part of my brain that was doubting him. Yeah, he was like able to dox me and he sent pizzas to my house, but that's a lot different than sending the whole SWAT team to my door, you know? Like, he could have been full of shit. But at the same time, I thought, you know what? He already doxed me and like he was able to get my info with, you know, minimal effort. I still don't know how he got my info, by the way. Like, I have no idea how he pulled that off. He was very good at finding out stuff about people with like little to no, you know, leads. But yeah, after thinking about it, I thought, okay, I'm not going to call his bluff. I'm just going to try and get this channel back. So I called up the friend of mine that gave me the channel. And I was like, yo, dude, like, did you pull that channel back? Because I gave it to somebody and then they're saying that it got pulled back and that, you know, it's all changed now and I didn't do it. So did you do it? He goes, no, man, the last person I gave that channel to was you. Like, maybe it got hacked. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, bro, I swear I didn't do it. I'm like, really? You swear? He's like, yeah, bro, I didn't do it. So this channel that I gave to the hacker got hacked. So yeah, he wasn't a very good hacker, I guess, at locking down his accounts. I don't know. So I had to call this guy back on Skype and explain to him, like, hey, dude, your channel got hacked. It wasn't my friend. It wasn't me. It got hacked. And he goes, impossible. That's impossible. I was like, no, it's not, because it just happened. He's like, no, it's impossible. Your friend's lying to you. Your friend's definitely the one that pulled it back. He's the channel owner now. It didn't get hacked. He just got it back through YouTube support by saying he was the original owner and they gave it back to him. And I was like, bro, I'm telling you, my friend's not the type to lie. I know this dude. He's not a liar. He's a good friend of mine. He didn't pull the channel back. And he just wouldn't believe me. This hacker dude just kept saying, nah, you're fucking lying. You're lying. Like, call him again. Like, ask him again. I know you're lying. And he just didn't believe me, right? And it gets to a point where, like, we're just arguing back and forth. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it gets to a point where he says, all right, your time's up. You don't want to help me. I'm done helping you. I'm swatting you. And I was like, whatever, dude. At this point, I can't do anything. I don't know what to tell you. Like, your channel got hacked. I can't get it back for you. Like, if you got to do that to prove whatever point you're making, then so be it. But I'm telling you, like, it's not going to accomplish shit because I'm telling you it's not my fault. And I mean it. And after I say that, he goes to, like, argue back and say something, but his sentence gets abruptly cut off because he somehow accidentally turned on his Skype camera. He turned on his webcam while he was saying that sentence. And he, like, stops talking. He goes, oh, shit. And I look and he's got his camera on and I quickly screenshot it. I hit the fucking hotkey on my Mac to screenshot my MacBook. And I now have this dude's face. And let me tell you, for the 2 seconds his webcam was on, I saw more than enough. This guy was the worst, anonymous, wannabe hacker in the world because on the back wall of his room, he had his school football team on a banner right behind him. And also, he looked like he was 15. Like, literally, I had it right. His voice sounded like he was 14, 15, and he looked like he was 14, 15. So yeah, he was probably the same age as me. So after he turned his camera off, he went silent, right? And I said, damn, dude, that's a pretty bad mistake to make. And he tries to play stupid. He's like, you didn't see shit. And I was like, really? And I dropped the screenshot in the chat with us. And he goes, you fucking screenshotted me? I was like, hell yeah, I did, bro. I don't trust you. Of course I'm going to screenshot you. And then he starts really crashing out. He's like, delete it right now. Delete it right fucking now or you're done. I'm ruining your whole life. I'm swatting you, your parents, everyone you love, I swear. And I was like, yeah, I have a better idea. How about I call up the school you go to? Or I drop them a little email with this photo of you. And I say, hey, this guy's threatening to send the police to my door and he's harassing me on the internet. Please call his parents. Yeah, what if I do that? And he goes, you don't know what school I go to. And I was like, bro, look at the screenshot I took. Look real closely. What do you see on the back wall? That's your football team, isn't it? And you can just literally hear the defeat in his voice. He goes, no, it's not. And I was like, oh yeah, it is. Because that's not no NFL team. I've never heard of them before. And it literally says right there at the bottom, your high school name. Yeah, man, you're caught. You're caught. And he goes, no, that's not my high school. It's my brother's. I'm like, okay, so I have your brother's high school. I'll still email them and say, hey, this dude's brother's messing with me. He goes, they won't do anything. I go, maybe they will, maybe they won't. At the end of the day, I have your face. I know what you look like now. I know what school you probably go to. So if you want to try and swap me, you can. But I'll just tell the police, hey, here's his face. Here's his school. He lives in this state. And they'll probably be able to find exactly who you are. So your choice, man. You want to swap me? Go right ahead. And I hang up the call. At this point, man, I felt like I had him beat. And my feeling was correct because not even a minute later, he calls me back on Skype. And I answer the call, and he instantly changes his tone. He goes, all right, look, dude, like, you got me, bro. You got me. Like, what do I have to do for you to, like, not send that screenshot to anybody? Like, what do I do? And I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do here. You're going to go to that website, the website that you posted all of my information on, and get it taken down. He's like, that costs money, though. I was like, I don't care. You're paying it. I want that shit taken down. And on top of that, you're going to stop harassing me, and you're going to stop harassing my family by ordering pizzas to my door constantly, so stop that shit. And above all else, if I find out that you're messing with anybody else, anybody, I'm calling your school. That's it. Like, you're not just going to leave me alone. You're going to fucking leave everybody alone. Like, stop using the internet to try and terrorize people. That's not what that shit's for. And he listened. Dude listened better than my dog when he wants a treat, bro. Like, he was silent. And afterwards, after I said my conditions, he was like, all right, man, you got it. Like 100% you got it. Can you please just delete that photo then? And I was like, no, I'm not deleting the photo, bro, because this photo is the only leverage I have on you. Like, if I delete this, we're back to square one. He goes, no, bro, I promise I won't do anything ever again. Like, just please delete it. I go, okay, I'll delete it if you can prove to me that you're not going to fuck with people anymore and you actually leave me alone and everybody else alone. And he goes, okay, can you send me a video of you deleting it then? I was like, no, I'm not going to send you a video of anything. Like, just listen to what I told you. He goes, all right, fine. I go, okay, see you later. And I hung up on him. And then immediately he messages me. And he's like, so what do I have to do to prove to you that, like, I'm being good? And I was like, nothing, just be good. You don't have to prove anything. Just go be good, bro. Like, I'll delete it when I feel the time is right. And he's like, okay. Now, I ended up not hearing from him after this for weeks. Probably a good month, actually. And I thought, okay, like, he's doing good, right? He's got to be doing good. And then one day, he, like, randomly disappeared. I looked on my Skype friends list, and he was just gone. He, like, deleted his account, or, like, he changed the name or something. I don't know. I couldn't see it, right? And then I didn't hear shit about him or from him for a good 2 to 3 months after this. And then, like, I remember one day I'm in a call with some friends of mine, some YouTube friends, and we were talking about, like, hacker situations we'd been in and, like, people that we've dealt with that have been, like, kind of annoying to deal with, right? And I brought up this one dude, and I brought him up by name. I told my friends, like, his alias, because he had, like, a name that he went by. And my one friend goes, yo, I know who that is. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, bro, like, I heard that he got caught swatting somebody, like, literally a few weeks ago. And I was like, bullshit. He goes, I swear, bro. He ends up putting me in contact with the dude that told him about this. And this other guy tells me the same thing. He's like, yeah, man, he got caught. Like, he's in jail. And I was like, bro, how do you know this? And he's like, my boy, he's the one that got swatted. And he sent me a stream clip of his friend getting swatted. And in the chat, there was somebody that had the same Twitch name as the name of the dude that was messing with me in my channel, my YouTube channel. So, like, bro, I think it was the same dude. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any proof that he got arrested and caught. All I was told was that he got caught. It was from this friend that knew the streamer. And I tried asking the streamer, and the streamer said the same thing, but he didn't show me any proof, even though I asked for it. Like, I wanted a police report or something. But I don't know, maybe the streamer didn't have one. Maybe there wasn't one because the swatter/hacker dude was most likely a minor, and maybe they don't make that stuff public if you're a kid. I don't know. But either way, I couldn't get proof of it. But the dude disappeared. I know that. I never heard from that hacker swatter dude ever again. To this day, I have not heard anything. I've tried looking into him. There's nothing. And after a couple months, I ended up deleting the photo of him because I didn't like having a photo of a random person on my computer. I don't like doing that. That just feels weird and kind of like blackmail-ish. So I didn't want to do that. But yeah, he left me alone all the way till now. I have not heard about this dude. I don't know where he's at. But yeah, that's it, guys. That is the story. Pretty interesting one. Pretty wild one. Definitely one of the dumbest hackers I've ever encountered. It's not every day where a hacker in a Skype call accidentally turns on their webcam, but yeah. But yeah, honestly, I look back on this and I think I'm glad it happened because I think if he never took my channel from me, I probably would have never became Luna, because I literally like had a channel already with 1,000 subs and I probably just would have stayed on that forever and just gotten nowhere. But because he took that channel from me, I started a new one, and then from there I made another one, and I can't remember how many channels I had, but basically that started the chain reaction of making other channels, and eventually I landed on Luna, and here I am. So yeah, the butterfly effect, you know, that's real, and I'm grateful to be Luna now. But yeah, guys, that's it of the story time. 30-minute story. Sorry, it's not an hour. I saw some comments being like, bro, like, where are the hour-long ones? I'm going to do a little bit of both. Some videos are going to be 30 minutes, some are going to be an hour, some might be longer than an hour. I'd like to eventually do a really long one. I have one in the vault that would probably be like 3 hours, but I'm saving that. That's going to be like that's going to take me a while to make, and it's going to be a whole thing. But yeah, I'm going to mix it up. Some videos are going to be 30 minutes, some are going to be 45, some are going to be an hour, some will be 50, 40, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to mix up a bit. I can't put a set time on every story I tell, because I don't really know how long it's going to be until I'm done. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later.
I got a switchblade